This episode of Queen of the Ratchet is being sponsored by Bullets. Times are tough these days, and it's best you keep your distance or I'll be forced to put a cap in that ass.
We're also being sponsored by vibrators. Instead of stressing, it's time to bust a nut and lay it down.
You won't win right in hell, but please, you're beneath me. Why don't you go, you weak asshole?
That song is one of the many parodies that Queen of the Ratchet has done. You can listen to that song on the Queen of the Ratchet SoundCloud. Go get your life, bitches. And we're back. I'm Cruella DeVille from Disney's 101 Dalmatian, and I'm ready to keep it petty and polite today. I'm Tremaine, the infamous evil stepmother from Disney's Cinderella, and I'm ready to get this petty ball rolling.
Introductions aren't necessary when your name stays on everybody's lips. But if you must know, I'm Medusa from Disney's The Rescuers.
Oh, girl.
Do you have something to say, Tremaine?
Oh, nothing. I just had a very petty and impolite thought. Would you like to share with the listeners, Tremaine?
Go ahead and share, you bald-headed eagle.
You know, Herpy Puss, I was just thinking if you look up irrelevant in the dictionary, you would probably see your picture right beside it, bitch.
And if you go on the Party City website, you'll probably see your ugly ass mug in one of their cheap ass wigs, your brand ambassador.
You know what, Herpy Puss? I get it now. I could tell from your boldness that you've never been popped in the mouth.
How about you come test your luck and see what happens?
This ain't what you want. Don't tease me with a good time.
Am I supposed to be shook? Cause ain't nothing shaking over here. And actually, Tremaine, I have a bone to pick with you.
Herpy Puss, I thought you said that you were gonna wait to address this to Tremaine when we were off the air.
I don't have anything to hide, and the petty audience has a right to know that Tremaine can't keep my name out her goddamn mouth.
Girl, ain't nobody pressed, concerned, or worried about your ass.
Oh, really, bitch? Well, it was brought to my attention by the Queen of Hearts that Tremaine was talking shit about me on her Facebook.
I could post what I want to post on my Facebook. Well, what did the post actually say, Herpy Puss?
She posted, and I quote, "It's hard to work with irrelevant red-headed sluts that smell like rotten tilapia. And Cruella don't got red hair, so who the fuck were you talking about?"
It's pretty damn obvious. I don't think I have to clarify that information to you.
You're more of a coward than the Cowardly Lion, bitch.
The Cowardly Lion is one of my good friends. Let's not bring him into this.
All I'ma say, Tremaine, is the next time you got something to say about Medusa online, tag Medusa in the post, bitch.
Referring to yourself in third person is so goddamn asinine of you. I'ma do what I want to do when I want to do it on my social media. Are we clear?
Clear as gold, and when you get these fists in your face, don't be acting surprised.
Can y'all just fucking get it over with? Y'all both seem to be on each other's radars all the time. She's never been on my radar.
And you'll never be on mine, you bald-headed scallywag.
Speaking of bald heads, Rapunzel and Mother Gothel are coming out with their own hair growth formula that's going to be better than any Miracle Drop or Jamaican castor oil on the market, bitch.
Tremaine, you better make sure you get some of them with your non-existent edges.
Shut the fuck up and worry about your own receding hairline. Anyway, Rapunzel and Mother Gothel's hair growth formula is supposed to be called, get this, let down your hair and pay these hoes no care.
I didn't think I would ever see the day when Rapunzel forgave Mother Gothel for all the shit she did to her.
Well, the tea that I heard was that the coronavirus actually started in the city that Rapunzel was born in. There's been talks in downtown Fairytale Land lately about burning the city of Corona down.
I actually think that it's horrible the way some fairy tale creatures are treating some people that were born from the city of Corona. It's just discriminatory story if you ask me.
The virus is called coronavirus, and the city is called Corona. I wouldn't want to be associated with anybody that was from there either.
That's pretty damn ignorant of you, Cruella.
Oh well, sticks and stones, bitch. I'll just be ignorant then.
You know, a lot of fairy tale creatures think that Elsa and Anna from Disney's Frozen need to come out and support their cousin Rapunzel.
I actually spoke to Elsa a few days ago, and she's just trying to social distance herself, mind her business, and live her best life.
Is it true that she's dating Little Red Riding Hood?
Allegedly, but I'm not about to out anyone else because you bitches like to say I like to pull people out the closet before they're ready to come out.
Well, if it is true, I'm happy for Elsa. Everybody deserves to live their best life.
Speaking of badass kids, I have not been living mine these last couple of days due to some badass kids that decided to take me out of my character.
I told you it was a bad idea to watch Hansel and Gretel.
You don't even like kids. I don't know why you was trying to play babysitter.
I was trying to be a good Samaritan, but I won't be doing that bullshit again. To the listeners, Hansel and Gretel are raised by a single mother who is a night nurse at a hospital. And I took it upon myself to try to watch them these last couple of days, and they got their ass handed to them.
You put your hands on somebody else's kids.
Herpy Puss, you already know how I feel about disrespect, and if you grown enough to talk back, you grown enough to get smacked.
So I guess they went back and told their mama on you.
Yeah, and she got mad because I put her kids outside because they were disrespecting me.
But Cruella, you already know that you have to have patience with these kids.
Child, I told Hansel to sit up and do his homework, and he had the nerve to tell me I wasn't his mama, and his little sidekick had the nerve to back him up too. So I threw both their ass outside.
Now, Cruella, when you say you threw them outside,
I yanked their ass up and tossed them out like trash.
Cruella, I can't believe you put your hands on somebody else's kids.
I sure did, and then their mama had the nerve to say that she was gonna send one of their non-existent baby fathers to whoop my ass. Girl, bye. I sat outside all day and waited for them to show up, and they never did.
so what did you learn from all this?
Fuck them kids. The next time I'm gonna get a puppy.
The kids are our future, Cruella.
Well, I don't see any kids in my future. If you do have kids, please leave them at home because I don't want they ass near me.
Shout out to all the parents who are stuck at home homeschooling their kids.
How is everybody holding up in quarantine?
I just feel like everybody's trying to create content now and go live on Instagram. I'm kind of sick of
Well,
it.
you probably throwing shade my way because I definitely go live every night. Speaking of which, I will be interviewing Roger and Jessica Rabbit this Sunday to talk about their sex life.
Wait a minute. Roger and Jessica Rabbit are still together? Didn't he go to Neverland and cheat on her with a random fairy?
Well, apparently they worked it out, and I will be discussing that this Sunday on my live on Instagram.
Well, I may have to check that out. Speaking of quarantine, it seems the divorce rate in fairytale land has went up since COVID-19.
Word on the street is Ariel and Prince Eric are headed straight for divorce.
Not the Little Mermaid. I thought they love would have lasted forever.
Well, apparently after Ursula gave Ariel her voice back, Prince Eric can't stand the sound of it. It's driving him crazy.
Are you sure that's the reason they headed for divorce and not because Prince Eric's been fucking around with Prince Charming?
Allegedly. And again, I'm not exposing shit because y'all say I like to pull people out the closet.
I talked to Cinderella the other day, and her and Prince Charming are doing fine. They're in counseling right now, and they're working it day by day.
No comment. Anyway, you know what? When I die, I think I'm leaving Earth a negative review on Yelp.
What's it gonna say, Cruella?
Very ghetto, dirty, and no toilet paper or food.
Have y'all heard that the Cheetah Girls may be reuniting for another movie?
If Raven Simone ain't in it, I don't want it.
Raven Simone has always been the Beyonce of Disney Channel.
There's no Cheetah Girls without Raven. That's like doing Destiny's Child without Beyonce.
Or NSYNC without Justin Timberlake.
Or the Jackson 5 without Michael Jackson.
It don't make sense if the star isn't there, but I wish them all the best of luck.
Speaking Speaking of making sense, where the hell is our special guest today?
I just text Mim and she said she was making her way down the hallway.
What is Mim to you these days?
We're just petty associates.
Petty associates that like to lick on each other's private parts. Girl, who you trying to fool?
Sorry I'm running late. I got stuck in traffic. How's everybody doing?
Why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
I'm Madame Mim from Disney's Sword in the Stone, and I have some of the best wet money can buy.
Mim, I'm just gonna get right to the petty questions. What is your sexual orientation?
I don't like labels. Whatever can make me run like the Niagara Falls, I'm into it.
Sounds like a STD waiting to happen.
Are you and Herpy Puss still fucking behind closed doors?
Cruella, that's inappropriate.
The petty audience wants to know, and I want to get straight to the juice. So, Mim, are y'all?
Medusa and I have a great relationship that we would like to remain private right now.
So that's a yes. Are you in love with Herpy Puss?
What's love got to do with it? I'm just trying to have a little fun.
And I'm okay with that because that's all I'm trying to do too.
Mim, I've known you for a really long time, and I know you've slept with a lot of Disney princesses. What is it about you that keeps them coming back?
I've got majestic twat that no living thing can resist.
She's not lying. She literally massages her pussy in pixie dust every night.
Is that even legal in fairytale land? I thought you had to have a license to carry pixie dust.
Well, I think that pixie dust should be legal for everybody to carry in fairytale land. What you think, Cruella?
When I'm elected fairytale president, I plan on legalizing pixie dust.
Pixie dust is a majestic drug that shouldn't be legal for everybody to use in fairytale land.
What a person chooses to do in their home is their goddamn business.
Peter Pan and the Lost Boys just overdosed on pixie dust last week.
That's cause that bitch Tinkerbell was giving it to him.
I never trusted that shady ass fairy.
If alcohol can be legal in fairytale land, I think pixie dust should be able to be legal too.
Well, I know who I'm voting for fairytale president.
You know what? Y'all go ahead and let Cruella and Medusa sway y'all with all these fake ass promises. If you want someone that's really gonna get shit done, then you'll vote for Maleficent.
No thanks, I can't trust a bitch that was fucking the devil. Cruella has my vote.
Well, thank you, Mim, and thank you so much for joining us today. Let's take a break.
Make your way to the door. This is great. Hey, pussy bitch, I ain't a cheap whore. Pussy, pussy, ooh, pussy banging, pussy bow. Yes, you know you want this pussy, pussy juicy, beat it down. Pussy, 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 ooh, pussy ow. Yes, you're thinking about this pussy, want this pussy, get it now, meow.
That song was off of our latest album, Queen of the Ratchet Volume 1. You can listen to that song on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Tidal. Go get your life, bitches.
And we're back. I just want to say I really enjoy Mim. I don't have a problem with her. I wouldn't consider her a friend. I would definitely consider her a petty associate. And you know what, Herpy Puss? Go live your best life and get your pussy licked by another bitch.
Thanks, bitch. Even though I didn't need your approval, I appreciate it.
Though I'm not a fan of yours, Herpy Puss, I do like the two of you together. Would you ever consider being in a committed relationship with her?
I don't necessarily think I believe in monogamy. I'm just trying to live my best life and get what I can when I can.
You know what? I ain't mad at you. Anyway, a lot of our petty viewers and listeners want to know how they can support Queen of the Ratchet even more than they already do.
I would say watch the fucking content. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Tell your friends about us. Word of mouth goes a long way these days.
I would say don't just listen to the podcast on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. Go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and Spotify. That's really going to help us out.
But you know, a lot of people be wanting the podcast to be an hour-long show.
Hold up. They want me to talk to y'all for an hour long. I could barely stand looking at y'all asses for a millisecond.
You ain't a rose in my garden either, bitch.
More like a thorn in my damn side.
Cruella, don't you have some news to share with the petty audience?
I really didn't want to talk about it until it was actually done,
But since we have some impatient bitches out there, I guess I could tell you. I'm going to be sitting down with a couple of Disney princesses discussing the state of fairytale land at the moment.
Can I ask a petty question? Are Cinderella and Jasmine both gonna be there? Because you know those bitches don't get along.
I'm just going to tell you bitches, I think it's going to get really messy.
You should have never mentioned it because you know our petty listeners are going to want it right away.
Well, they're just going to have to wait until it's done, but I will say this, it's not going to disappoint. With that being said, do either of you have any thoughts you would like to leave the petty listeners with this week?
I have something. If you can be ghosted in the age of social media, you can absolutely be ghosted in the age of quarantine.
I would like to leave the petty listeners with a quote from Jennifer Lewis. If you sit in shit too long, it stops smelling.
Here's mine. Don't breathe life into a bitch that was already dead. With that being said, make sure you're following everything that is Queen of the Ratchet. See you next time, bitches.